Good morning. Welcome to OptionsTender. It is Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. Are we looking for a turnaround Tuesday? Market feels a little bit bearish. I think we are. So now, does that start to turn today or tomorrow? It's still turnaround Tuesday for me. You guys were looking for a bounce. And just a dead cat bounce. And I'll show you exactly what I'm looking for. And when I start shorting again, we are net long. We have some great setups that we did in the Discord. And the individual analysis, we checked out Tesla. So if you're new here, go down that bottom right-hand corner, hit that OptionsTender logo and subscribe. And also, if you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube member for 99 cents. It comes with the Discord, trade alerts, all that good stuff. So let's go. We have SPX on the monthly time frame, 1929 top, 2000 top, forming a top, 2025. In confluence with 2008 top, 2021 top. So far rejecting for the fourth time off of these trend lines. Let's go to the weekly. Actually, let's go over to SPY. I do that a lot. On SPY, we don't have as much information, so we just have the 2008 trend line from 2021. I know it's January 2022, but QQQ, they reversed in December 2021. Okay, so very similar tops here. We rejected off of that trend line 3 times. This one 4. We're getting a reversal candle. Month is coming to an end, so we'll see where this ends up, but I do suspect we're getting a bounce right now. The important part about this is the consolidation area that we highlight, just like any other consolidation area. We're rejecting off of the 605 area over and over. On the weekly time frame, we're trying to break down from the 20-week moving average. If this continues this way, it's going to be a pretty devastating move, okay? We don't have to get this bounce. I'm still going to carry light short positions. In other words, I've come to the point where I'm pretty much hedging my bounce at this point. But starting to break down, looking negative. Reversal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 8 different reversals off of this trend line. The 20-week moving average is the very important indicator that I'll be watching. I'll look for a low somewhere around the 560 and a larger bounce back to the 20-week moving average for the kiss of death. All right. Going to our other board here. We're looking for this cluster in April, whether that's a low or some sort of high or wherever in between, we'll be looking for a move off of this time cluster when price gets there. And that's the middle to beginning of May, middle of April to beginning of May. On the daily, time frame, breaking down from this wedge, very bearish, and breaking the 100 moving average right now. We're coming into my 590 area. Why is 590 so important? We do have minor support here. I do like 585 better, so maybe price gets all the way down there on the daily time frame, that is. But we'll show you on the 65 why I'm looking for 590 to hold. Going into time price fibs, here is, by the way, it's 588 to 590. So 588 to 590, we have a potential channel for new highs for the bulls. I don't think we're going to get there. I'm looking for a bounce. So we have the lows here. We also have a time cluster. We're coming into time on the daily as of today. So maybe we get a low as of today. And then let's look for a bounce high into the end of this cluster. So it should just be a couple days, few days. We shall see. Let's go down to the 65. On the 65 minute, you can see where this confluence that we're getting into right now. So the options expected move is here at 589, 590, and then the bottom of this flag and also that potential channel bottom that I was talking about comes into the 588 to 590 area. So this looks like a good potential spot for price to end up. And we're at it right now. I'm going to add some, I think I'll add some SPY calls right here. Hold on one second. Okay, added the calls in. And so I'm going to alert so you get to see this real time. So here's our trade alerts. So you'll see all the trades here that we just did. And so I'm looking for SPY. The 226, 593 call. Got it at 1.95 at here. So there's a little sneak peek. Send that. Here we go. All right, so we're at the options expected move. We're at that confluence of where I was talking about here. And we have a 5-wave, beautiful structure here with an extension here at the wave 5. Started gaining momentum, and that's likely so. That's exactly what we talked about yesterday. That's what I wanted to see. Because if we barely made it under this trend line, I still think it could have whipsawed. And that, that could have been a fake break and says something different than this. So it looks like we caught the bottom here so far. But now we have an extension past this trend line that now we can have an ABC, a decent 50-60% retracement going into NVIDIA earnings. And then we can short once again. And so we're going to hold on to some of these calls, look for possibly a zigzag, and not this time frame. Okay, this is just a perception, just giving you a projection of what we're doing. But this should be a nice ABC sharp zigzag. It's a 535. If not, then if price wants to waste time, then you can have a nice deep retracement for an A, B, and a possible flat pattern for a C to backtest this trend line. That's the whole point of this. And possibly in confluence with that flag that we're back into with the fake break, okay? So this is an impulse wave to the downside. And if you're bullish, you're looking at this being a possible wave 1 here, and then an A expanded B into expanded C flat. But we already broke the trend line. I don't really like that. But anything's possible. So we want to definitely, after this move occurs, if and when this move occurs, right, we want to start positioning short, but we want to keep some nice hedges. And I forgot to mention in my Tesla video, you guys, and I'll just say this to everybody, I took not only this week calls, but next week as well, because if we're catching Tesla hopefully at the bottom, and if this is going to continue bullish for some reason and we're going to go higher, then Tesla is in a great setup to go much higher. And so we're going to use that next week to hedge us on the upside while we start to turn short. Okay, it's as simple as that. Forgot to mention that in the video. So all right, so here we are. Let's change over this board. So I think we're possibly getting a low here. We have another cluster of time and price right now. So I'm going to take these off. This was a good one. We had three different ones line up. And what we're looking for now that we broke down, is We can do this live here. By the way, I actually do want to start doing these live, just not ready to set up yet. So we have the 50-60% retracement and even a 786, and it's typical for wave one to have a nice sharp move to the upside because we still have these buyers here, okay? People are still buying the dip. And we knew that this was still a wave four because we rejected off of that 382. When price was here yesterday and took off to the upside, we had this 382 that we set. We did it on QQQ on the video, but I didn't show you the SPY one, and then rejected off of here. So price fell and broke down from that point. That's why that 382 was there. And now we have our 50-60% retracement where we're going to start scaling into shorts. Now, I like the 50 the most at this point. If this is going to be a quick move, because it's at that 601 area, we have the 200 moving average here. We should have some time and price into the 27th and 28th cluster here. And then on the traditional look, we have 600 here. But as you go up in time, if we're out to here, it's about 601. So I like that 601 50%. Now, if we do a flat pattern, that target's going to be higher. Okay, so if we waste time into next week, then that price is going to be higher at the 604, and that can follow right along with that trend line. Okay, so I'm not saying that it's not possible to get that 62% retracement. I just like the 50 first, so maybe we go directly there, reject off of it, hold, and then do continue the correction. As of right now, I'll have the projections here going into time and price, and that's tomorrow's the 26th, so after the bell. So really, 27th, we should see a reaction from NVIDIA, and maybe that occurs at the 28th as well. That's a time price cluster there. So, all right. QQQ. The Qs, let's go the rest of these on the daily time frame. So the Qs, we're getting a reaction because of this range. Yesterday I talked about hopefully we get to the bottom of the range. We did. So this is good support. All right. I think we bounce from here, but I don't think we get past maybe the 50 moving average, or maybe we even test the top of the range one more time, and also the top of this megaphone type pattern, and we can see that that's around, if it spikes, we'll call it 530, and let's see what that does on the. We'll use the hourly. Doesn't really matter here. So from top to bottom, and we were looking at that 382. So I'm going to change this, assuming the top is in, or the bottom and the top is in. Let's change these over to the 62.785. Okay, so we'll be looking at possibly 525. That brings us into the range of the moving averages, a little bit higher if this is more volatile from NVIDIA. So that's why we use the QQQ and SMH call hedges, which aren't really hedges technically anymore because I'm net long. Here's the 528, and then we talked about 530. So maybe there's a spike above that 62% retracement at 530, and then a rejection from there. And then there's 534 up here as well. But again, this is, I don't think we'll hit the top of the range, but there is some resistance from this island reversal here as well. SMH. SMH right here back at support. Remember, this was a range for quite some time breaking out, and I know that the range got larger with the megaphone, but we're at good support here. Extend that a little bit. And so this is where we're looking for a bounce. And that bounce, again, could be 50, 60% retracement, maybe back up to the top of the range. And that would take us probably to 786 if this is a 1-2-1-2 setup. Let's clear some of this stuff here. Don't need any of that anymore. So if the bottom is in and the top is in, we take the retracement tool. And we're looking for possible, looks like the 62% retracement's right at that range top. So again, that's a great candidate for the golden ratio for short, right back into the 62%. All right. So this is setting up really nicely for a bounce to short back into. You have IWM broke down, is continuing to break down, and it looks like it wants to get to the 212 level. All right, it's breaking these lows here. It looks like 212 is the next spot there. Probably for a shallow bounce, because it looks like a 1, 2, 3, and then probably 4 and 5. So it should spend some time here in this area before heading lower. DIA. All right, holding up so far. Probably some positive divergence on the lower time frames. It looks like we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move in here, and we're at support with VIX here. So it looks like DIA should, consolidate a little bit more, but not a significant bounce, not playable, because we have a nesting here that I think has to play out. And I think the next one is this structure here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And this one played out. And if we get a bounce here, consolidation longer, then this extension in wave 5 could start for this structure here. And then this one has to play out after that. Plus, this whole thing has to play out, right? And maybe this is just a C wave, but we should break these lows here. And also the 200 moving average. Now VIX is looking good. We have our breakout, and like I said, the bounce in the market should not be significant. In my opinion, tradable, but not significant. And so with the VIX moving higher, maybe it moves higher up to some more levels here, the top of the range, perhaps. But either way, going into tomorrow and the bounce for this is already broken out. If we close above this breakout, which is 19, that's what we talked about yesterday, 19, and the downtrend line, then we're looking for a back test of that breakout. Okay, so going into the next couple days, we'll look for that back test and then a resumption of this trade. We have plenty of market structure here to go much higher. All right, let me get this out to you. That's what I have for you today. Thanks for joining us here at OptionsTender. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful trading day.